Hey guys, it's Alina, and today I want to share my struggle with learning Mandarin while living in China for almost 5 years. Don't get me wrong, I think the language is beautiful and I love how it sounds, but despite my best efforts, I still fail at speaking it. I can handle some basic stuff like ordering food or asking for directions, but that's about it. When I first landed in China, I was determined to learn Mandarin. I even used to practice writing characters during my breaks at the kindergarten where I worked, and I will probably post some of my notebooks here so you can see that I'm not lying. And when I switched to a career in art and photography, I hired a tutor to help me practice some possible dialogues in Mandarin with my clients. But let's be real, guys, it was tough to stay on top of my studies and I would often take breaks. As a result, my language level has been stuck at HSK 1 or 2, which is pretty basic. And to make matters worse, when I started working in a school, I had no time to study Chinese because my husband and I decided to prep for our move to Canada. So we started grinding for the IELTS exam with the language school for 3 hours a day after work. It was tiring as hell, and I just didn't have the energy to keep studying Mandarin on top of that. So that's the story of why I still can't speak Mandarin fluently after almost 5 years in China. Let me know in the comments if you can relate or if you have any tips to help me level up my Mandarin in the future. And it's been a real challenge for me, especially when it comes to remembering tones and how they can be slightly flattened in fast speech. And I really struggle with hearing tones in everyday conversation, but when my teacher explains it, it all makes sense and I can even do it well. Actually, all my teachers told me that I'm not that bad. I've heard that some people say that even if you pronounce a tone incorrectly, people can still understand you based on the context. But of course, I don't want to offend anyone or end up in an awkward situation because of that. Have you ever had a similar experience? Let me know in the comments below. One thing that really helped me to learn Chinese was memorizing the characters through studying the keys that make up the characters. I use different apps for this, and if I ever go back to learning Chinese, I will definitely use them again. Another important factor is that in China it's really possible to survive without knowing Chinese. Firstly, the WeChat messaging app has an automatic translator, and secondly, any smartphone these days has speech recognition and auto translation. I can speak English and the person I'm talking to can speak Chinese, and I can see the translation right on my phone screen. Plus, there are often people who speak English in China. Not always and not everywhere, but at least one person at a company can usually speak English. It's probably much easier to learn a language when you are studying in a university or have a Chinese partner because you're really immersed in the language, and even when you don't have time to study, you're still absorbing the language from the environment around you. But for me, all the Chinese people I know speak English well, and my husband is Russian, so we speak Russian at home. I was planning to go back to learning Chinese, but for our case, I need French for Canada, so I had to postpone learning Chinese for now. Je prends les cours de français maintenant. Il y a beaucoup de travail. Let me show off my imperfect French skills, please, just a little. Of course, it would be much more logical to learn Chinese in China because I could practice every day, but that's just how the circumstances turn out. I really enjoy learning languages, and if I didn't have to earn money, I would travel around the world to different art residences, create art, and learn local languages. It would be an incredible experience, I guess. And guys, share your experiences learning Chinese in the comments. Why did you choose this language, and what do you like and dislike about the process? Thanks for tuning in, y'all, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more vids. See ya! Bye bye, пока-пока!